So hi parents, welcome to Tiger 102. This Tiger 102 is actually being pre-recorded for you, so you're going to be able to just view this recording in its entirety. With me today is Debbie Nishihama. She is our head English teacher here at Connecting Waters Charter Schools. And Debbie feels really passionately about this great program that the school buys for you for your use. And it's absolutely free for you to use. And it's an excellent program. And it's called Moby Max. And Debbie really wanted to help introduce the program to you, especially because we know we've got summer coming up in a few weeks. And we want you to have access to this program so that you can continue to learn with your kids. So Debbie.
All righty. Thank you so much, Jerry. Yes, Moby Max. How wonderful is it to have a program that you can use during the summer and especially right now, start it right now, learn how to use it so you can continue to use it. It goes K through 8th grade. And it is a wonderful program. It covers 27 different subject areas, so it is quite fabulous. And it is aligned to California state standards, which is, hello, another bonus, which is really great. So let me go ahead and what is Moby Max? If you're not sure or you're not familiar, or maybe you didn't even know that you have login information for your K through 8 students available to utilize this resource right now. And currently, Moby Max covers 27 different subject areas. It includes science, social studies, math, specifically phonics. If you have young readers, it's great. Spelling, hello, spelling, everything's all embedded, one-stop shopping here. And there's so much more. All of these subjects are, they're Common Core, they're state aligned, and starting this coming fall, there will be state standard aligned as well. So there's the Common Core and then there's the state standards, and it will be aligned with both, which that's pretty exciting. If you're worried about your students missing some information or having gaps and they need to get those filled in and get those state standards and Common Core standards met, this is the program that you want to be using. The complete list, I'll show you that in just a few minutes. And in addition to the traditional subject areas like writing, math, there's also state test prep, which is fabulous because how many of us, go scouring through different workbooks or maybe you go to the CDE's website to take a look and prepare for state testing. Well, this again, it's all inclusive. And state test prep, it really takes the work away from parents, and the program kind of works that out on itself. Let me go here. There we go. What does it teach? Well, it teaches, one of the things is deductive cognitive skills. Moby curriculum teaches students to be better problem solvers, critical thinkers, and creative geniuses with thousands of cognitive skill manipulatives. Moby has students think and discover rather than just be told. Students are more engaged, gain a deeper knowledge of concepts, and retain information better. I mean, that sells me on this program right away, just in that little statement there. It goes beyond just your basic questions. It takes you to that higher order thinking skills. And that's really what we want to tap in, to have students become self-thinkers, to gain the ability to figure things out on their own, to work their mind, work those cognitive skills and improve them. And that's Moby Max. It's interesting. Students, again, they're more engaged and they're going beyond just the basic questions or multiple choice questions where they just pick an answer. You're going beyond that, getting, again, to those higher order thinking skills. Sometimes you'll have those referred to as HOT, which is higher order thinking, and which is on the CASP. They have a lot of higher order thinking questions. And so this Moby Max, working on this weekly, daily, it was which I what I would encourage really preps them not only for state testing, but for all of the higher order thinking skills, whether it's in math or science, writing, or reading. So it's a great resource for that. And it has great results. It's proven. This is not just a program that popped up and they're doing a pilot run. No, this program's been around for a while, and they continually improve it based on teacher recommendations, parent recommendations, and also from students. So it has just been upgraded to a newer version, and they're constantly going through their content to update it and make sure that it's relevant. So in math and in language, students gained more than one full grade level with just 20 hours of work. I'm going to repeat that. In math and language, students gained more than one full grade level with just 20 hours of work. That to me is amazing. 20 hours. Do you have 20 hours to spare over the next couple of months? Great. You can improve one full grade level. And of course, it lies with the student and their fidelity and using the program as it should be used. So that's really important. But to me, a full grade level, that's a lot. They're filling in those gaps and moving them forward. Moby Vocabulary is the most innovative and effective system available for learning new words, which is great. I remember though, a word a day, those little calendars you can buy. Moby takes that a step further and introduces new vocabulary, whether it's academic, or just general vocabulary, into your students' own vocabulary, and they build theirs and expand theirs from that point. Moby's test prep, adaptive practice, it's revolutionary. Notice the word adaptive. That means it's going to adapt to your own students' learning knowledge, what they already know, what they need to know. And that's what's really special about Moby and Moby Max. So every subject in Moby's curriculum will help your students increase their learning velocity, which is wonderful. I just wanted to go over a few of the subjects that you will find in Moby Max, this great program. Of course, mathematics, fact fluency, numbers, and in language arts, we have language, vocabulary, spelling lists, reading level test as well to find out where they're at, where they need to be at as well. In reading, we have our foundational reading, paired reading stories, reading skills literature, and reading skills information. We also, there we go, have what I really love is a writing workshop along with actual writing assignments. It takes students through the writing process all the way from planning and brainstorming to publishing. And it first teaches them with the video lessons about that writing genre. So by the time they finish going through the materials, they'll know what or how to write an argumentative essay or a narrative or an informative essay. And not only essays, it also covers short response. How many of us struggle with teaching our students how to respond to a question that's asking for a short response? Moby Max Writing Workshops takes you through that, takes your students through all of that process, and gives them a wealth of information that they can use in honing their writing skills. Writing is a process that's continual. There are no natural born writers. You have to work at it and work at it with fidelity. Even as adults, you never stop learning when it comes to writing. So this is a great workshop that is already there and available for students today.
And
So
Debbie,
if you're, yes,
just to pop in there too, parents, as you're listening to Debbie talk about these writing workshops, I just want to say, even as teachers, writing is one of those things that's hardest to teach.
Yeah.
And if you can get some help teaching writing, take it. It's a great free help that's there for you. And I would say definitely give it a whirl. Help your students become stronger
Mhm.
writers. It's going to help them on every single area
Yes.
of their academics if they're strong writers.
Absolutely. It helps across the curricula, not just in English. It goes because there's writing in math and in science and in history. Uh, Establish those good writing patterns, writing habits while you're learning in the writing workshop. It goes through everything for you. It's such a great resource for parents if you're confused or bewildered or even, I just don't know how to teach writing. Great. Put your students on Moby Max and get them in those writing workshops because it will take them step by step through the writing process. And then they do actual writing, which is fabulous. So they get to try out those skills that they're learning. It does cover science and social studies, along with specific phonics, which is great. With early reading, how many parents struggle and are so concerned because they're not quite sure how to teach their kids how to read or teach the students how to read. So this is such a great resource for our early readers, learning alphabet letters, alphabet sounds, and there's some sight words and some really great activities that they take students through to learn the process. So I know teaching children to read is not something that comes naturally, and this is great help. This is such a great help to parents and students and teachers alike, all three in that group. It's such a great resource. And how does it work? How does this program work? And so in Moby Math, Fact Fluency, Language, Vocabulary, and Foundational Reading, students begin with an initial assessment to determine their skill level and find their gaps, which is great. It's not one size fits all. It's this size fits you. So in other Moby subjects, students begin at their assigned grade level. However, content can be customized in all subjects by assigning specific lessons, topics, or problems, which is great. It goes beyond that. And then once students have taken their initial assessment, which is about 30 to 60 minutes, not too terribly long, MobyMax will create a completely personalized learning path for the students to progress through based on their current skill gaps and needs. That's kind of a drop the mic moment because this is fabulous for both parents and students. Personalized learning cannot be talked about enough. Having that clear path that's customized for your individual students is such a phenomenal resource. It is a custom program which will help students start where they're at now and then scaffold to where they need to be. And it assesses what their needs are. It assesses what they already know, and then it takes off from that point. Again, the writing workshops are probably one of my most favorite subjects that is on MobyMax, and they really are engaging. It's a great learning experience. It takes them through the narrative, which most students love to write, expository or informative, or persuasive writing, persuasive/argumentative writing. And each lesson begins with an animated mini lesson. So there are little lessons that the students will watch first. And again, they will examine model text and deepen their understanding of strong writing. They'll look at some examples of strong writing. And not that they'll get right to that point right away, but again, it is a process. And the more they're exposed to great writing, the better writer they will become. If they're reading a lot, they're voracious readers, or they just like to write. And this is fabulous. It is the scaffolded writing tasks goes right through the writing process. And if you're unclear, you're not sure what the writing process is, Moby Max does know, and that's what it teaches your students. And so there is a final writing project that they work toward. So they're learning skills all along the way and using different graphic organizers, learning the process. And again, the end goal is to have a final writing project. And again, this can be all customized for you. This is just a bit about what you will see in the writing workshop. You know, they'll learn things about what is a thesis statement. They'll watch the mini lessons, then they'll answer some multiple choice questions to check for understanding. Did you understand what was in the little mini lesson, or do we need to go back? And then through the writing process, they'll brainstorm, draft, revise, and edit a writing project right in Moby. There's no outside source that they have to go to. It's all inclusive and all included in the program. And this is just understanding the structure of the basic 5-paragraph essay. That's where students will start learning what makes up an essay, a 5-paragraph essay. And that's probably one of the biggest hurdles with students and with parents. If you've been out of school for a while or it's a new topic to you, don't worry, Moby Max has you covered. And there are extras, always extras. Printable worksheets. We love, how much do you love worksheets, Jerry? I love worksheets. And some
They're great
students,
skills practice.
they are, and some students prefer worksheets as opposed to looking at on screen, the digital version. But there are workshops that go with the lessons, and you can print any of them out, go over them, sit down with your child and go over the concepts together, whatever subject that you're in. The worksheets are really, really great. And if you need a sample to give to your ES, printing out and completing one of those worksheets, that's a great portfolio sample that your ES can look at as well.
Definitely. And I would say too, with the worksheets, if you're worried about screen time, like you feel like your kids are on the computer too much,
Yes,
worksheets. And they're right here.
yes,
And even great worksheets that go with the writing workshop, which is a great area to utilize them from.
it is. It is. And then you not only you know, it does save them from the screen time, but then you have something that's permanent. You have that worksheet that you can refer to later. That, oh yeah, what was that second process and second step in the writing process? Oh, let me go back to my writing workshop little worksheet there. These are great. So those are available for you. And I had mentioned in the beginning that there's the test prep and review. And for language, reading skills, informational literature, also in math. So this is, and it's free. I'm just going to reiterate, this program is free and you have access to this. This is one of the benefits that your children do receive at Connecting Waters Charter School. And so I encourage you to utilize this information in the program. Oops. Okay, that must be the end there. So as you can see, there's just so much great information and so much learning to be done when using Moby Max. And it is for K through 8th grade. So kindergarten through 8th grade, there's more information for 3rd grade to 8th grade. There are a bit more subjects that are available and more test prep as well. But there's so much that is packed into this program, Jerry, that just exploring it, I encourage you as a parent to go in to your child's account, take a look at what is available. All of the login information, all of that information is readily available for you Get started now. You don't have to wait until the summer or till school's out. Get started now. You can start with the assessments. That's where everyone starts. And then your personalized plan is created within the program. And then you're ready to fly. Uh, don't wait. Get your kiddo started on this right away. I guarantee you, I want to go back to that one full grade level. 20 hours. Do you have 20 hours to spare over the next couple of months? Your students have 20 hours, one full grade level in this each subject area. That's incredible. So there you go. That's Moby Max in a nutshell. And
And
there's a lot in that.
And Debbie, I just love all of the bits and pieces to Moby Max. I mean, I know we have other programs here at the school that we use and we enjoy. I really love that this, though, has the writing workshop, which is fabulous, the phonics skills, and the social studies and the science. And those are all
Mhm.
pieces that are in Moby Max that are free for
Yeah.
parents to utilize, and the test prep. Now, parents, I know some of you are thinking, we just finished CASP testing. Some of your students might have done, or maybe you have a second grader and they're not testing this year. Well, guess what? They will be testing next year. And the more we prep with our kids, the less afraid they are when they see it again. If we're constantly in that process of here's language, here's skills, we're going to use those skills now so that they aren't
Mm,
feeling so new and scary when we get to the test. That's helpful because we don't want to test them on
yes.
something they haven't seen. And
Yeah.
sometimes the fallback of independent study charter schools sometimes is that the kids are at home with their parents, which is what we love so much. But they're not getting
Right.
that academic language that the teachers would be using with them in the classroom. And we
Yeah.
use try to make sure we're always using all those great academic buzzwords. But parents, we know you may not always know those. So
Mhm.
this can help you. I I'm with Debbie. I think this would be a great program for so many parents to use with their students um, over starting now and over the summer. We'd love to see the growth.
Mhm. Yes, absolutely. No, I sometimes will get questions. My kids are already doing iReady. Why do they have to do more? iReady, well, first of all, iReady doesn't have writing. It's reading and it's math. And this has so much more. Goes beyond the math and goes beyond the reading. As you can see, the subject areas are very vast. And again, iReady does not have writing. And as you may know, writing is one of those things that students really need to work on. Just like math, it doesn't come naturally to most people. It has to be developed and honed, and I don't even know if it ever gets to be perfection. But it has a lot of revision and editing before you get to the end game, which is publishing. So there's none of that good stuff
Yeah.
on iReady. So they get just basically the math and reading. So this goes way beyond that to other subjects, and it does fill in those gaps. It is adaptive, so it will adapt to where your child is at. And then again, there are some that are for specific grade levels. So there you go.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Debbie. And if there was like anything else that you want to say to parents about Moby Max or just these special skills practice, any other words that you kind of want to leave them with as we're getting ready to sign off here on our Tiger 102?
Yes, I'm just going to reiterate usage. If you are sporadic and have your child working maybe once a week or, skipping a week here or that, you really need to do the program with fidelity to get those results. You want something that is consistent and that so students can follow through to the end of that subject. And so that commitment that you make when you start Moby Max, it shouldn't just be something, oh, let's go ahead and try this. There's just so much good stuff in here that your children can be learning. Um, and they get their cues from you. If you show them, yes, this is important and this is going to be great, it's going to be fun, you're going to learn so much. They cue off from that. And it's the way that it's presented as well. If it's like, oh, okay, time to do Moby Max, that's how they're going to feel. But if it's all right, come on, let's start this new writing workshop in Moby Max, that's everything. They also pick up those cues as well. And so I would just really encourage you to explore the program first, log in and explore it. And trust you me, when you're exploring it, you're going to get excited about it. And then share that excitement with your children, with your students, because it is contagious. If you think it's great, let them know it's great and why. And then just be that encouragement to do the program with fidelity, to get in there and do those workshops, whether it's in science or writing or in math. There's so much there. And for the younger kiddos, the phonics, spelling, all of those are really, really great. The early reading skills, because I know that's probably one of the parents' greatest fears is if you're starting, in kindergarten, or students in kindergarten, are they learning to read? Are they getting those skills that they need to be a good reader and comprehension and everything that goes along with the reading? You worry, are they learning enough? Are they learning at grade level? Should they be higher? All of this, you go back to the program, all of it's in MobyMax, and you will see where your students are at grade level wise, and you'll be able to see the growth that will happen if they get in and do this program. So that's it.
Wonderful. And I would just say, parents, again, start now so you can
Mhm.
start strong and end the year in a great point, and then continue on over the summer with your kids, continue over the summer so they don't get that learning loss that we see happening over the
Yes.
summer, but also so that they can continue to grow and grow in their skills. So when they start next year, they're starting so much stronger. Um,
Yes.
Debbie is a huge cheerleader for this program, and she has won many of us over to the joys of Moby Max. And we hope over this last about half hour that Debbie has won you over too. If you have questions, please, you can feel free to reach out to Debbie Nishihama or myself, Jerry Levers, in the English department, and we're happy to help you with any questions you might have about Moby Max. Also, reach out to your ES. If they don't know, they'll reach out to us, trust me. But we really just would love to see you get started on this program and see your kids get some success, especially with that area of writing, as we know that's a challenge for so many of our kids. And I love the extra science and social studies on here. Um, Huge areas of just where we need a little bit more growth as a state, but also as a school. We could use some science and social studies growth. Um, so again, parents, thank you so much for joining us. And with that, we're going to sign off, and we'll see you at the next Tiger 102.
Thank you.